Good morning. Welcome to today's flexibility mobility session. My name is Jess. I'm a fitness instructor with CFSU Ottawa. Today I'm going to take you through a nice restorative yoga flow. So what we'll be doing today is just a nice, easy mobility stretch session that's going to help kind of address possibly those nice tight muscles, bring a little movement into your joints, and hopefully help you recover from some of the training that you might have done this week. If you haven't done any training, maybe it's just some yard work that I think a lot of us are catching up on. So what you're going to need, pillows if you'd like, might just help with your comfort, give you a little bit of support. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff on the mat, so pillows might be nice to help give a little bit more support or help place your joints in a more appropriate position. Blocks can be used as well if that's something that you have. Pull out a strap or a towel, even a scarf might work if you don't have anything. But as always, options will be given if you don't have any of that stuff. As always, please listen to your body. We are going to be going through some kind of end range of motion stuff. So I'm going to be asking you to keep a lot of muscles contracted, but also pushing that end range of motion. So what that means is that you might feel a little bit of discomfort. A little bit of discomfort is okay, but if there's any sharp electrical pains, you might have gone a little bit too far, so please come off the pose so that you can recover and relieve a little bit of that pain. If the pain persists, you might have to avoid that pose altogether. You can always just come back to a comfortable position and rejoin the class whenever you're ready. So I'll give you a few moments to grab everything that you need. Set yourself up on your mat. I am going to start on my knees today, but if knees are a little bit more uncomfortable for you, feel free to start on in a nice comfortable seated position. So generally that might be cross-legged or even with your feet out in front of you. Find that comfortable spot for you to settle into the class today, and then we'll get started. I'm going to just put on some nice, easy, relaxing music today, but if you want something a little bit extra, feel free to listen to your own. Today won't be too intense, hopefully. So like I said, I'm going to start on my knees. You can start on in that comfortable seated position. If you're starting on your knees or seated, I just want you to relax your shoulders down. Tuck that chin in. Try and sit nice and tall. So if you're on those sits bones, make sure you're sitting right on top, that you pull that chest back a little bit. Try and stack your vertebrae one on top of the other. On your knees, same idea. Tuck the belly in, pull the pelvis under, shoulders back, and just relax. Hands can be placed on your thighs, on your knees if you're seated, or you can even place your hand on your belly and on your chest to try and connect a little bit more with your breath. And start to focus a little bit more on that breath. So filling up the belly, then the chest rises, and then even into your sides and low back. And then exhale, let it all go. Feel your belly rise. feel everything just sink back in. You can close your eyes if you'd wish. Don't have to. 2 more deep breaths. And then wherever you're at, I just want you to drop your arms down to your sides. Pulling those shoulders back. We're going to do a few arm raises. So on your next inhale, we're going to raise the arms up above your head. Exhale, bring the arms down. If you're on your knees and it's starting to get a little bit sore, feel free to move to a seated position. And exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale, raise the arms up. I want you to pay attention to where your hands are. So as you come up, palms should be pointing up. And then bring them together over your head. When you're over your head, shoulders should be down. Depress those shoulder blades. And then as you come down, palms go from facing up to rotating down. Makes it easier on that shoulder joint. We'll do one more this way. When you get to the top, I want you to pull those shoulders up towards your ears. Big inhale. Exhale, pull the shoulders down. I want you to feel how that feels to depress those shoulders, pulling the shoulder blades down your back. Your arms might not be together, they might be out, that's fine. Just pull them down. As we come back down here, palms are facing up. When we get down to about halfway, I want you to turn those palms all the way under so that your thumb is pointing towards the floor. Pull the shoulders back, squeeze those shoulder blades together and down, and we're going to bring the thumbs all the way behind that low back, and I want you to pull them up to where you can get them. So if you see mine are kind of tucked in, we're pulling it up as high as we can get them. Then you're going to bring the arms back down, thumbs still pointing towards the floor, shoulder blades back. When you get to half, rotate those palms up and raise the arms overhead. Big inhale, squeeze the shoulders up by your ears. Exhale, pull those shoulders down. Nice and slow, bringing the arms back down, rotating those thumbs down towards the floor, pulling those shoulder blades back, squeezing the shoulder blades together, bringing the arms down behind your low back. When you're behind, try not to arch to make more room. Keep that core tight. Pull those shoulders. We're working on that shoulder mobility. You might not go too high, and that's fine. Go to where you can. We'll do one more. Inhale, palms facing up. Squeeze those shoulders by your ears. Exhale, pull the shoulder blades back, lower the arms. Internally rotate, so thumbs are pointing down. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Might feel a little bit of burn in those shoulders, and that's just perfect. Pulling the thumbs up, that low back. And then relax the arms down. Keep them behind your back. I want your left hand to grab hold of your right wrist, keeping the shoulder blades back and down. I want you to pull that right wrist over towards your left side. So we're just pulling that shoulder down a little bit more. You don't have to come all the way over to the side. If your shoulder doesn't allow, you can stay a little bit more. Just put a little bit of tension into that right shoulder. Keep that core engaged so we're not arching the back. Core's engaged, we're tucking that belly button in, shoulders down. From here, big inhale. Exhale, drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Breathe. Again, shoulders are down, core is engaged. You can be doing this from your knees or seated. And then nice and slowly release the hand, relax that shoulder, bring it out in front of you. Shake it out if you need. So we're stretching that top shoulder muscle as well as the side of your neck as you give that little extra bend. We'll bring the arms back around. This time, right hand is going to grab that left wrist, and we're going to pull that left wrist towards your right side. Shoulders down. So even the one that's pulling might have a tendency to come up. Pull it down, keep it back. Core is engaged, belly button's tucked in. It's easy to try and round to make more room for that forearm behind you. Try not to let that happen. Big inhale. And on your exhale, drop the right ear towards your right shoulder. Keep that right shoulder down. You can relax those left fingers. Try and let your shoulder just sink down. Nice big belly breaths. Nice and slow, can release that left wrist. Let the arm fall behind. And possibly shake things out a little bit, bring a little extra movement. Whether you're on your knees or on your bum, you can stay in that position if you like. We're just going to open up the chest a little bit. So if you're on your knees, widen the knees a little bit. Toes together. We're going to bring the hands behind you. Fingertips pointing away. Lift the chest, big inhale, squeeze those shoulder blades back and down. And exhale, let the chest fall back through. So you can do this from a seated position as well. Though if you're on your knees, maybe you raise the hips a little bit as you lift the chest. A little bit of a deeper stretch. Exhale, come back down. Pull the shoulders back, push the chest through. Maybe you raise the hips and hold. You might feel a nice stretch in the front of those thighs if you're on your knees. If you're seated, just keep your sits bones on the mat. Open up that chest. And nice and slow on your next end, exhale, lower the hips. Let the chest fall through. And come back up. Bringing a little bit of movement into our upper spine. So you can stay on your sits bones if you're there, or on those knees again. We're going to place our hands on our opposite shoulders, lift the elbows so that they're parallel to the floor. Big deep breath in. And exhale, we're just going to rotate towards the left. So twisting through the shoulders and the chest, keeping the hips pointing forward. And inhaling back to the middle. Exhaling, twisting right. Might not be a big movement, and that's just fine. This is where I want you to activate those muscles, push that end range of motion, and come back to the middle. Belly button tucked in, back is supported, twisting left. Inhaling back to the middle. Exhaling, twisting right. Try to lengthen that breath. One more each side. Shoulders are down. Hold them down. Don't raise them up. And back to the middle. Release the arms. If you weren't on your knees before, I'm going to get you to come onto your knees now. And from here, starting on all fours, you're just going to sit those hips back a little bit. If this is hard on your knees, you can take a pillow and you can place it behind your knee. So it gives you a little bit more support. If it's hard on the front of your knees, feel free to roll up your mat, maybe once, twice, depending on its thickness, to give you the little extra cushion on those knees. So sitting those hips back, we're going to work on threading the needle. We've done this before in all fours. Now we're going to do it sitting back a little bit more. So it'll be a little bit less of a movement. We're going to focus more on that upper spine like we did in those twists. So I want you to take your right hand, reach it underneath the left, but I want that belly button to stay pointed towards the mat. So don't rotate through the hips. Don't let those hips shift. Just reach through where you can. And then as you inhale, you're going to come up and open up through the chest. Same rules apply. Keep that belly button pointing forward so we're not rotating all the way around. Hips and everything stay in line with the mat. We're just focusing on that upper spine. Exhale, down and reach through. Inhale, up and open. Shoulder blades down. Squeeze it towards your back. Exhale, down and reach. Follow your breath. Go at your own pace. Might be a little quicker than me, might be a little bit slower. Just focus on what you're trying to accomplish. Listen to your body. Don't go too far. Don't go too fast. Control with those muscles. We'll bring that right hand back down to the mat. Left hand, reach through. Inhale, open. Exhale, reach through. Again, keep that core engaged, belly buttons pointed towards the mat. Not a big movement, shoulder down, squeeze towards the back, open up through the chest. Exhale, reach down. Last one here. And on this one, I want you to reach through for the last time. Try and drop the shoulder as far as you can. Again, without sacrificing those hips. Then that right arm can reach up above your head. And breathe. If it's not comfortable to reach above your head, feel free to keep that arm down and support yourself here. We're just pulling that back left shoulder blade away from the spine. Extending the other one overhead. Nice and slow, you can bring that right arm back to push yourself up. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So reaching through, dropping the shoulder, again keep those hips in line. When and if you're ready, you can extend that left arm overhead. slow. Draw that left hand underneath. Push yourself up. And we'll shift our weight forward a little bit. We'll stretch out the wrists. So you can engage those back toes if you wish. Sit the hips back, bring them forward depending on your wrist flexibility. We're going to take our wrists, turn our fingers towards our knees. Big inhale. And exhale, sit those hips back just to give those forearms a little bit of a stretch. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Just a very small movement. Last one. Good. Flipping over. So fingers are still pointed towards you, but you're pushing onto the top part of your wrists. So depending on how this feels, this might feel very uncomfortable. So feel free to release a little bit of the pressure by sitting a little bit further back. Listen to those wrists. Don't put too much weight. Lean forward. Big inhale. Exhale, slowly shift the weight back. You likely won't go as far as when our wrists were flipped earlier. Follow your breath. Control with those hips. Use that core to support yourself. Don't put all the weight on those wrists. Nice big inhale, come on up. Draw those shoulder blades back. Maybe rotate the wrists a little bit. Bring a little bit of movement back into them. And we're going to shift our weight forward, find all fours. Move into a few cat-cows. We'll warm up that lower spine as well. Inhale, drop the belly, reach up with the crown of your head and your tailbone. Exhale, push the ground away, round the back, tuck your tailbone under. Inhale, open up through the chest. Exhale, tuck everything in, push the ground away, spread those fingers nice and wide. Follow your breath. Again, you might be a little bit quicker than me or a little bit slower. Go at your own pace. Keep that core engaged even as you drop the belly. Go through that range of motion, see how everything feels. One more both ways. And we'll come back to neutral. So tucking that pelvis in, we're going to go through a few hip circles, which means we're going to engage those back right toes, and I want you to push that right heel towards the ceiling. So you're pushing up, keeping that leg engaged. Hip bones pointed towards the mat. So belly button's tucked in, our back is nice and flat. From here, we're going to turn our knee out to the side, and then we're going to come back and bring our knee next to the neck to the other one. Inhale, push the heel up, rotate out to the side, and exhale, bring it back under. Inhale up, rotate it around, keep those hips pointing down, and bring it back in. Other way. So knee comes out to the side, foot still engaged. Push the heel up towards the ceiling, knees pointed to the back of the room. Exhale, bring it back down. Knee out to the side, inhale. Foot towards the ceiling, belly button tucked in. Bring the knee back down, one more. Squeeze those glutes, push that heel up, and bring the knee back in. Don't let that knee touch now. I want you to push that heel back towards the ceiling. Engage that core. Left hand is going to reach behind you towards that right foot. So the right foot can come across the midline. If you can't reach your foot, that's fine. Stay here and reach. If you can reach, grab the top side of that foot. Put a little pressure into that hand. You can arch the back just so slightly. Nice breaths. Big inhale. And exhale, release everything back down to the mat. Shake things out, make a little readjustment if you need. Keep that, we're going to stay on that right side. I want you to take that right knee. I want you to bring it into your chest and place the foot between your hands. Make any adjustments that you need. Sink the hips. Big inhale. Exhale, shift your weight all the way back. Extend that front leg. Reach the toes up towards the ceiling. Inhale, weight comes forward. If you want, you can raise the arms up, a little bit of a back bend. Exhale, hands find the floor. Hips shift back, front toes come up to the ceiling. Few more. Inhale, come forward. Raise the chest, can reach the arms up as an option. Exhale, hands come down. Front leg extends, toe points up. Might still have a bend in that front knee, that's fine. We'll do one more on this side. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, shift the weight back. Extend that front leg and hold here for a few breaths. Try and lift the chest, pull those shoulder blades back. Breathe. Nice and slow, we'll bring that weight back forward. Hands frame the front foot. And nice and slow, we'll bring that front foot back underneath us. Find all fours again. Hip circles on the other side. So engaging the left foot, pushing it up towards the ceiling, squeeze that left glute. Turn the knee out to the side, and then bring the knee back underneath. Don't let it touch the mat. Inhale, press towards the ceiling. Turn the knee out, and exhale, bring it back underneath you. One more this direction. Inhale, press up. Turn the knee out, keep those hips pointing towards the mat. Exhale, bring it back under. Other direction. So keeping that left foot engaged, knee points out to the side. We're going to push that heel back up towards the ceiling, knee pointed to the back of the room. And exhale, bring it back down. Belly button still tucked in, out to the side. Heel up. And back in. Last one. Good. Now keep that left foot engaged. We're going to push it back up to the ceiling. Right hand is going to reach towards that left ankle. That left foot can cross the midline. You can grab the foot if you can, if not, just reach. Put some pressure into that hand. Raise that back knee. Arch the back a little bit. Breathe. Good work. Nice and slow release. And draw everything back towards the mat. Widen the knees a little bit, bring the toes together, Shift the hips all the way back. We'll find child's pose for a few breaths. And we'll come back forward. We're going to bring that left knee into your chest. Place it between your hands. Sink the back hips. Big inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, shift the hips back. Extend the front leg, bring the toes towards the ceiling. Inhale forward. Chest up, can raise the arms with a slight back bend if you'd like. Exhale, shift the hips back. Nice little hamstring stretch. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward, last time. Sink the hips, raise the arms if you'd like. And exhale, shift the hips back. Raise those front toes, hold. You can always use blocks or pillows for support if the ground is a little too far away and you need to come up. Breathe. Nice and slow, we'll shift the weight back forward, frame the front foot with your hands. We'll draw that front foot back underneath us. Engage both feet. And big inhale, raise those hips for our first down dog of the day. So sinking the chest through the arms, shoulders back, away from those ears. Feel free to have a nice bend in those knees to start. Reach up with the tailbone, lengthen the spine. Pedal out the heels if that feels nice. Big inhale, push high onto those toes. Exhale, reach the heels down towards the mat. And can still have a bend in those knees. Spread those fingers nice and wide. On your next inhale, raise your right foot to the sky. Exhale, up onto those left toes. Draw the knee in, but I want the knee to come to the outside of the front right hand. So foot's on the outside. Hips sink down, can drop the back knee. Disengage the back left feet so that it's nice and long behind you. And here, I want you to take your right hand off the ground, place it on the inside of your right knee, and we're just gently going to push that right knee out to the side. So we're supported on that back knee. Hips are sinking down. Nice and gentle press towards the outside. Don't push too hard. You might come onto the outer edge of that front foot, that's fine. Right shoulder down, open up through the chest. Breathe. Allow that left hip to sink deeper into the mat. And again, just a little bit of pressure on that knee. Don't push too hard. Try and sink into the pose where you can. If you need to make any adjustments, feel free. And breathe. nice and slow, release the pressure on that knee, so drawing the knee back in. You're going to bring your right hand back down to the mat, and depending on your flexibility, we're going to walk that right foot around to the side of our mat. So if hips are a little tight, you might want to go a little bit further down the mat. We're going to walk the foot out to the side, and we're going to come onto the side of that left hip. So that back foot, you're going to be on the outside. Front leg is crossed. Left hand is going to be towards the middle of the mat. We're going to push up through supporting on that right foot and the left hand to raise the hips up into kind of a side plank position. Inhaling, reaching the arms over. Exhaling, dropping the hip, reaching that right hand towards our extended foot. Inhale up. Exhale, sink down and reach. Inhale up. Exhale, down and reach. Good. Inhale, back up. We're going to bring that right hand down towards the mat, and we're going to walk our foot back forward, back onto those back toes, and bring the foot back to plank. Inhale, raise those hips, down dog. Good job. That might have been new for some of you. Not that easy. What a nice little hip opener. Few breaths here. We'll do the other side. So inhaling, raise the left leg to the sky. Exhale, push up onto those right toes. Draw the knee in towards your chest. Place that left foot on the outside of that left hand. Sink the hips. Drop that back knee. Disengage that back foot. Make any adjustments that you need. Sink the hips down. Left hand comes off the mat, lightly placed on the outside of your left knee. Gentle pressure. Take your time. Push that knee out towards the side. Again, can come onto the outside of that front foot. Left shoulder down. Open up through the chest. Breathe. Nice deep breaths. Make any adjustments that you need as you hold this position. Nice and slow, release the pressure on that left knee. Bring your hand back down to the mat. And then again, we're going to slowly walk the foot down the side of our mat. Now go to where you can. If you're a little bit more flexible, foot might stay higher, things are a little tighter, you can bring it down. And then we're going to rotate onto that right hip. Right leg's extended nice and long, supporting through that left foot and the right hand. Inhale, raise the hips, reach that left arm overhead. Exhale, sink the hips, reach the left hand towards that back foot. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more here. Inhale, reach the arms over. Bring that left hand back to the mat. Rotating those hips back down. Stepping back into plank. Raise the hips, down dog. Reaching that tailbone up, sinking the chest down. Pedaling out the heels, if that feels good. Inhale, gaze towards your hands. Nice and slow, we're going to walk our feet forward. We're going to walk them all the way forward to the outside of our hands. Toes pointed out a little bit. And we're going to sink the hips down to find our low squat. So sink the hips down, shoulders pull back. Hands can come to heart center. And elbows can come to the inside of the knees. Again, a little bit of a gentle pressure outwards. Try and lift through the chest, lengthen the spine, so sink that tailbone down. Try not to tuck it under, but extend it out. Breathe. Nice big belly breath. Hands are going to find the floor. And then nice and gently, we're going to push our hips up to the sky for a nice little forward fold. Feel free to let things hang, can grab the opposite forearms. Hands are going to find the floor once more and put a bend in those knees. And nice and slow, we're going to walk our feet all the way to the back of the mat. Find plank. And then nice and slow, lower yourself all the way down to the mat. So resting on our chest. I want you to engage that back right foot. Push it towards the ceiling. So lift that right thigh off the ground. Did I say left? I meant right. And bring it back down. Other side, engage the left. Push the heel up towards the ceiling. Lift the left thigh off the mat. Exhale, bring it back down. Next level. Bend that right knee. Lift. And gently cross over the midline. You can aim to reach that toe towards the ground, or just go where you can. Bring it back down. Left side, lift, reach over. Take your time, follow your breath. Start with a smaller range of motion. And then as things move, you might go a little bit further. Lift, reach over. See how that feels on that low back. Last one on each side. And we'll come back down. Feel free to rest your head on your hands for a few breaths and let yourself sink into the mat. We're going to nice and slow find our way to a seated position. So however you'd like to do that. If you want to come on up into child's pose or roll onto one side, you can push yourself up. Shift the hips back. And then nice and slow, swing those legs out in front of you. Sit nice and tall onto those sits bones, extend those legs out in front. Draw those shoulder blades back and down. Extend the legs out, toes pointed up. If this feels like a big stretch for you, you can take a block or a pillow and can place it under your sits bones so you can sit on top. Extend those legs, might relieve the pressure a little bit. So find what feels right for you. Hold those shoulder blades back. Big inhale, sweep the arms up. Lengthen the spine, open up through the chest. And then exhale, reach the chest towards the thigh. So hinging forward. Arms can come down, palms facing up. Nice big deep breath, so we're not folding quite yet. Spine is still long. We're reaching through that chest, so just hinging at the hips. Big deep breath in. And exhale, fold all the way over. So where that is different for everyone. My hamstrings are not that flexible, so I'm not very close to my thighs. You might be all the way down, hands where it's comfortable for you, so calves, ankles, the bottom of your feet. Go to where you can and breathe. Nice and slow. As we inhale, we're going to roll ourselves up, one vertebrae at a time. Get to the top, squeeze those shoulders by your ears. Exhale, draw the shoulder blades down your back. We're going to find our way to lying down on our backs. So if you have a block or pillow, remove it, but don't put it too far. Shift the hips forward. Lie back down on your mat. Take the block or pillow, whatever you have, place it underneath your sacrum. So not the low back, a little bit further down underneath the hips so that it supports your pelvis. So pillow, block, if you don't have anything like that, that's fine. You don't have to have anything under your hips. We'll just open up the front of the hips a little bit more if those hips are raised. Draw both knees into your chest. And just hold here for a little bit. I'm just going to move myself the other way. Might be a little easier to see. So hips are supported, knees are drawn in. Keep hold of that right knee. Extend the left leg all the way out. So reach that left heel all the way to the back of the room. And then nice and easy, let it fall to where it may. If you don't have a block on your hip, it might easily come all the way down to the ground. But keep that right knee drawn in. That'll keep that pelvis from rotating. We're going to try to open up the front side of that left hip. If hips are up and your ankle can fall all the way down to the mat, perfect. If not, just go to where it falls and breathe. Keeping hold of that right knee. Maybe you do a couple of hip circles with it. One direction, both directions. Maybe you just hold still. Nice and slowly draw that left knee in. Give things a little bit of a squeeze. Keep hold of that left knee this time. Press that right heel all the way out. Lengthen that left leg. And then nice and slow, let it fall to where it may. Keeping hold of that left knee. Breathe. Again, maybe you do a couple of hip circles with that left knee. Maybe you stay still, choice is yours. And nice and slow, draw the right knee back into your chest. Give things a little bit of a squeeze. And then bring the soles of your feet back down to the mat. Lift the hips and remove pillows, blocks if you have them underneath you. Option for final Shavasana. You can extend everything long if you'd like. I'm going to try to bring the soles of my feet together and let my knees fall open for butterfly. You can also, if you want to open up that chest, if it feels comfortable for you, take your pillows, place them up underneath that upper back so that it raises that chest. Find a comfortable spot. Then let your head and neck fall over, arms out to the side. Again, feet can be together, knees can fall out for butterfly, or can extend everything long. So just relax yourself into a nice, comfortable position, whatever that is for you. Just take this time to try and sink into the mat. Release any tension. Neck. Release all those tiny little facial muscles. Relax your fingers, let them curl in naturally. And don't focus so much on your breath anymore. Just let it go. And take the next couple of minutes for you. Nice and slow, can wiggle those fingers and toes. And if your knees are out in butterfly, draw them back together. Take your time. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly roll to one side. If you have pillows underneath, just roll off those pillows. Take a few breaths. Nice and slowly push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Relax your wrists on your knees. Let your shoulders fall heavy. Few deep breaths. Big inhale, fill the belly, chest, sides. Exhale, let it all out. Inhale, belly, lungs, sides, and exhale, let it all go. You can bring your hands to heart center. Thank you for coming out and joining me this morning. I hope you feel restored. If you liked the class, please comment, share with your family, friends, colleagues. Help us reach as many people as possible. And always give us your feedback. Let us know what you might want to see in the upcoming classes or how we can possibly do better. I hope you have a great Wednesday and a great rest of your week. Namaste. Good work, everyone. Thanks for joining.